Right, so I'm going to set this up now. Hope I can get it to play actually, because I had some problems yesterday on the second or third attempt. I see little point in sitting here staring at the screen for an hour, because as we've discovered, it's very difficult to get my voice over that of the interview, so it is just going to run. I may add some notes at the end. In the meantime, however, I will be off doing other things. So please just do try and spot how many times they change the subject, and also look out for the points where he refers to Chris Green as just Chris. So presumably Chris and DC Minion, or whatever his name was, are mates. Here we go.
Okay, this interview is being tape recorded and may be given in evidence if your case is brought to trial. We are in an interview room at Thorpewood Station. The date is the 25th of March 2017 and the time by my watch is 12:56. That's AM. What the? Oh, sorry, 23:56. My watch. 24th. 24th. I'm PC 969 Harmon. I'm currently based at Huntingdon Police Station. The other police officer present is
Detective Constable 2394 Martin Pinion.
Can you please state your full name and date of birth?
Am I obliged to answer that question?
I'm asking you if you please state your full name and date of birth.
I don't believe I'm obliged to answer that question.
Okay. Where is appropriate adult?
John Lesnick, 1CA.
Paul, do you agree that it's just myself, DC Pinion, your appropriate adult, and yourself in this room?
If you say so.
Well, I'm asking you, do you agree there's us four?
I'm saying if you say so.
Okay. Well, I'm saying there's us four in this room. John, you are not here to act simply as an observer. Your role here is to advise Paul and to ensure that the interview is conducted fairly and to facilitate communication between us.
I understand, but I can't give any legal advice.
No, completely get that. Paul, before the start of this interview, I must remind you that you are entitled to free and independent legal advice, either in person or by telephone at any stage. Do you wish to speak to a legal advisor now or have one present during this interview? Okay, for the tape, Mr. Dakers is nodding his head and saying no. Are there any reasons why you don't want a solicitor?
None in particular.
Pardon?
None in particular.
You don't want a solicitor, no? There's no reasons. Okay, that's fine. That right is throughout, so you can change your mind, so please let me know if you do wish to have one. At the end of the interview, I will give you a notice explaining what will happen to the tapes and how you or a solicitor can get access to them. I have to caution you because I am going to be questioning you, so you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. I'm going to break that caution down into 3 parts, so I'm satisfied that you understand that caution, okay? So you don't have to answer my questions here today, but should this matter go to court and you tell the court something in your defence that you could have told me here today, that could harm your defence. The interview is being recorded by discs, and those discs will be played in court so the court can hear what's being said today. I'm going to check you understand that caution. So do you have to answer my questions today?
Nope.
If this matter goes to court and you tell the court something in your defence that you could have told me during this interview, what might the court think?
That doesn't really matter since I won't be answering your questions.
Okay. And how will the court know what's been said here today?
Because the police will make up a story probably like they normally do.
But how will the court know what's been said in this room? What's this being recorded on?
Oh, I see, there'll be a recording.
Okay. This is recorded. The disc that I've just placed in the machine is what's being recorded. So that's what could be played in court if they ask for that. Okay? So that's how they'll do that. So do you understand the caution?
I understand my right to remain silent.
Yep. Okay.
Do you understand the middle part of the caution? is quite relevant, because if you don't understand the caution, we can't continue.
That's very important that you understand that, Paul.
Well, no, I don't actually understand how something I say in my defence can be used against me, so...
That's not what the caution is. Not saying it can be used against you. It's saying if you say something different in court that you could have told us today, it could harm your defence. Not used against you, it could harm your defence. Do you understand that?
Oh, okay.
So basically, if you go to court and say something different to what you tell us today, say...
Am I definitely going to court?
What might they think? If you
If you
went to
do.
court, Paul, what might the court think if you said something different?
Oh, that's fine, I will stick to the same story.
So if you say absolutely nothing in the issue today, don't give us any account whatsoever, and then say something in court, that's a different account, isn't it?
Okay.
Isn't it?
Okay.
I'm asking, isn't it? That's two different accounts. So what we're saying is, if you give it a different account in court that you could have told us today, that can harm your defence. Do you understand that?
So,
Well, either yes or no. Do you understand it or not? Because if you don't understand the caution, we can't continue.
well, not really. You don't have a different account if you said nothing, do you?
Yes, it's a different account. If you say something in court and say nothing today, that's two different accounts.
Well, if you say nothing, you don't have an account.
Exactly. So it is a different account
So
to
if you
saying
say
something.
then it is an account.
If you don't say anything here, and you don't say anything in court, that's the same account.
Am I definitely going to court?
If you go to court.
Okay.
Okay? Do you know what if means?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay. No, that's fine. You say
It's
you
just you
understand
keep on saying when you're in court, that's all.
if you
I'm
go
saying
to
if you're
court.
in court.
Right, well, let's just clear that up just now, John.
Okay. If you go to
Yeah.
court, and you don't say something today, and you don't say something in court, that's not a different account. But if you don't say anything today, and you say something in court, that's where the difference of accounts is. Does that make sense?
That's not a difference in accounts.
Paul, this is your opportunity to tell us your side of things. If you don't and say something different in court, that is a different account.
Literally, English language speaking, if you say nothing, you've said nothing, that's nothing. If you then say something in court, that's an account, that's what you're saying. It's not a different account to saying nothing.
This is your
It is.
opportunity to say
In the
something.
definitive, literary sense, saying nothing means nothing. It's nothing, it's not there. Because it doesn't exist, because it's silence. Then saying something in court, that's not a different account to saying nothing. This is strict literary English grammar terms.
Okay. We'll beg to differ. However,
No, well, we can't beg to differ, because you said if we don't agree, we can't go ahead.
that's correct. If we don't agree. If you don't understand the caution, it can harm your defence if you give two different.
You were
accounts.
saying if I didn't agree to the fact that saying something was a different account to saying nothing. Well, it's not. Saying nothing is saying nothing. There's no sound, there's no noise, there's no movement, there's nothing. Saying something is then saying something, that's not a different
Which is two
account.
different things. Is
No,
that
it's
right?
not. No.
Silence and noise are two different things. Is that
Silence is
correct?
nothing. What's silence?
Yeah.
How can you define silence? It's not there.
Oh, I'm not getting into silence and the facts of what silence is and isn't, but it's a different thing to speaking, isn't it? Silence is different to speaking, is that correct? The benefit of recording, he just headbutted
No, because speaking is something. Silence is nothing.
precisely, so they're different.
Oh, for God's sake, so they're different.
Yeah, which is two different things from speaking in court and saying something now.
Oh, God, it's
All right.
Whatever.
So you understand that saying something in court and not saying it now are two different things. Yeah. So this is your opportunity to talk to us today. If you don't tell us anything and say something in court, it can harm your defence. Do you understand that?
God, your hard work. Yes.
Okay. Paul, you are here because you've been arrested for two offences, malicious communications and assault police. Before I start this interview, I need to ask you whether you feel like you're medically fit to be interviewed. Is there any issues? Are you under the influence of alcohol? Do you have any mental health issues or any welfare issues that I should be aware of?
No.
None. Okay, no, that's fine. During the interview, I want to speak to you about matters that have happened on the 10th of December 2016.
Still haven't seen any evidence.
We'll get to that. Including the following items, which are exhibits. Those exhibits are exhibited as CSG01, which are some screenshots of text messages. You'll also want to be spoken to about assault police, which occurred today on arrest, and anything else that I feel become relevant during the interview. If you nod or shake your head, I will mention that during this interview, because obviously we're not video recording, it is only sound recording, so they won't be able to pick that up. I may be taking notes. Please don't think I'm being rude, but if you choose to give me an account, I need to write down exactly what you say. For me, expectations is about finding out the truth of what's happened, and to give you the opportunity to explain to me if you choose to do so. During the interview, I'm going to give you plenty of time to think about my questions, to provide an answer, and to consider the answer you have given. There's no rush. None of us are in a rush, so I'd ask that you take your time. Do you understand that?
Well, take my time.
Do you understand what I just said?
Yes.
Okay. The interview is about details, so in your answers I need you to give me as much detail as possible, so try not to leave anything out. During the interview, I like my interviews to run like a bit of a conversation, so I'd ask that when I'm speaking you don't interrupt me, and when you're speaking I won't interrupt you. That way the interview will flow and it'll be more like a conversation and we're not shouting over each other. I might have to stop the interview at some point to go away and check what you've told me, if you tell me something. We'll see how we'll go. We're going to discuss the malicious communications that I want to speak to you about first. And the allegation that's been made is from a court employer, Chris Green, that he's received malicious text messages from a mobile number, and you are responsible for sending those messages. What can you tell me about them?
I don't know which messages you're on about. I'm afraid you'll have to refresh my memory.
Okay, no, I will do. So you don't know about any messages that you've ever sent, Chris?
I don't know what messages you're on about.
Okay. Well, we'll come to those messages.
I suggest you start reading them out, otherwise you ain't going to get many answers from me.
Well, I've got some other questions for you, Paul.
Oh.
Firstly, where are you currently living?
I'm obliged to answer that question.
Well, it's your choice. You either answer or you don't. Well, where are you currently living?
I'm not obliged to answer that question.
You either give me an answer or you don't.
I'm asking if I'm obliged to answer that question.
But we've already gone through that in caution. You don't have to answer my questions.
No, I'm not answering it.
Okay. So you're not answering that question?
Why would I?
Okay, that's fine. Who do you live with?
I'm obliged to answer that question.
Right, Paul. You're not obliged to answer any questions, okay? So let's keep it simple. You are not obliged to answer any questions.
Well, I think you can assume when I say that then that I'm not answering.
Okay, but I'm still going to ask you, and you're going to have to respond that
That would be my response.
But not obliged. You know you're not obliged to answer my questions. I've already told that in your caution. So you don't have to keep answering my question with your question, because I've already told you the answer. So if you don't want to answer it, just say you don't want to answer it.
I'm not saying no. I want to make sure that every single question I've asked, I'm either legally obligated or not to answer.
No, none of them. No questions that I asked you here.
Paul, the caution reads, you do not have to answer our questions. So that covers every question we ask.
At what point did you think I started trusting you people?
Well, I didn't ask that. That's
When you've tried to stitch me up like 4 times in the last 7 years.
Well, we've never met before.
I've never met you.
That's not the point either. Every question you ask me, I'm going to ask whether I'm legally obliged to answer it.
Okay.
And you know the answer we're going to give you.
That's fine, you can give me whatever else you want.
Okay, Paul, where do you live?
Am I obliged to answer that question?
No, you're not. So for the tape, Paul Dacus is shrugging his shoulders. So is that
Am I
you?
obliged to answer that question?
Well, I've told you, you're not obliged.
I'm not answering it.
If we're taking that as your reply to not answering the question, we'll just take that as your reply to not answering the question. And we're not going to answer that one to you.
That's
We're the
what I
ones.
said about 2 minutes ago.
We're the ones asking the questions. We're not going to answer yours, Paul. Alright?
Okay, Paul, what do you do for a living?
Am I obliged to answer that question?
I've given you the answer for that, Paul.
Then you know my answer, don't you?
We're going to take that as your refusal to answer the question, Paul. Alright?
Do you work with your housemate?
Am I obliged to answer that question?
Same with the caution, Paul. You're not obliged to answer any
Alright, he's
questions.
caught one over here.
Just carry on.
Okay, while working, how long are you away at any one time?
Am I obliged to answer that question?
Where do you stay while working?
Am I obliged to answer that question?
What days do you work?
Am I obliged to answer that question?
And who do you work for?
Am I obliged to answer that question?
Okay, there's an exhibit, an AID-01. It's a silver white iPhone, and it's seized from your property today. Whose phone's that?
No, my iPhone was seized off me in the station,
Yes.
not from my property.
Yeah, so it's seized from you today. Whose phone's that?
It's mine.
It's yours. Okay.
So I just saved my life.
Do you know the telephone number for it?
I think so.
Okay. Do you want to tell me that telephone number?
No.
Okay. Has it got a PIN or a password for the phone?
Of course it does.
It does. Who knows that PIN and password?
Me.
Just you. No one else knows your PIN or passcode. Okay, just for the tape, Mr. Dacres is nodding his head to say no one else knows that. Does anyone else have access to your phone?
Quite possible.
Do you take your phone with you when you're working?
I take my phone to work, I take my phone when I go to see girlfriends, I take my phone down the pub.
Okay. And do you work with anyone or do you work alone?
I don't believe that's relevant.
Well, you said you take your phone to work. Obviously, down the pub, other people can have access. If you see your girlfriend access, I'm just saying, if you're at work, is there anyone else that you work with that can have access to your phone?
Any number of people could have access to my car, but have to hand their keys in there.
Okay, that's fair enough. Like I said, I don't know what you do, Paul. So,
When you say other people possibly has access to your phone, why do you think someone else might have access to it?
Because they could pick it up and use it.
Okay, but if no one else knows your PIN number, how can they have access to it?
It doesn't lock as soon as you put it down, does it?
Well, I don't know, I don't have your phone. Every phone's different.
I don't even know how long it takes to lock.
Some vary, some 10 seconds, some a minute,
It's about
some...
a minute or something.
It's your phone, not mine, I don't know.
I don't know.
So who else could have access to it?
Like I say, a lot of people.
Like who?
Like other drivers, like people in warehouses, like people down the pub.
When you say drive, what do you mean by drivers?
Because I'm a truck driver.
Okay, we ask you what you do for livings, we don't know that, do we? So you're a truck driver, okay. So how would other truck drivers have access to your phone? Assuming you're not in the same truck together.
They could go in my cab to get something, I could leave it on the table in the canteen, I don't know.
Okay. Are you aware if anybody else specific has access to your phone?
Specifically, no.
Okay, no one specific, okay.
did you say you know your telephone number, Paul?
Yes, I think so. I really don't see that's relevant.
Okay. Whose number is 079 100 14878?
Is that mine? I don't know.
I'll read it for you again. 07 910 014 878.
Yeah, that's my number.
That's your number. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the exhibits and read them to you. Exhibit CSG01. They are the text messages sent to Chris Green from that telephone number 07 9100 14878. Okay, these are messages that have been sent on the 10th of December. The first message was saying you thought you'd catch me out demanding money on a weekend when you thought I couldn't get it. Plan failed, brother, and you're now guilty of conspiracy. Oops.
What do you want me to say?
Do you remember sending that message?
No.
Okay. Well, the first text message, the conversation seemed to go quite friendly between the two of you. And you said something about cash paid direct to HDC council tax account in 2 months, 2 amounts.
Oh yes, this is when they pop round with their mates, the coppers, and demand over £1,000 in cash over you over the weekend, otherwise you're going to jail on Sunday night. And then when you complain to the police, the coppers say no one left the station, because they're all liars.
Okay, I don't know. I've literally...
I'm telling you, now, this is part of our conversation.
Okay, well let me finish this first text message and then you can tell me about that. So this message, and I've only got your message, says cash paid direct to HDC council tax account in 2 amounts, 652.25 and 500. I have the evidence online if it doesn't clear immediately. Paul Dacres. Chris Green has then gone on to reply, okay, thank you very much, Mr. Dacres. I will put the warrant on hold until the council confirms on Monday. You then said, no worries, you may be about to send my YouTube channel viral, thank you. And then you're just generally asking about the name of the judge who signed the arrest warrant, because you were wanting to make a complaint. And that's when Chris Green has said that it was signed off by the district judge and you'll need to contact them for me more details, as he wasn't authorised to give out names. And you said no, thank you. You've then gone on to say, oh, was the charge domestic violence again? I just want to know for the complaint. I'll be reporting you for theft and blackmail tomorrow, ongoing investigation, don't you know, and I'll be adding to it. Are you happy practices in extortion? I just wondered. Does those conversations sound...
So how is any of that offensive?
No, bear with me, I'm just saying, do those messages, is that jogging your memory of those messages sent that day?
I was probably really drunk.
Okay. Do you have a drink problem?
No, I like a drink.
Okay. But if you said you were really drunk, so were you really drunk at the time you sent these messages?
Well, I don't know exactly what day it was, or what time it was, so...
Or 10th of December?
What day?
Saturday.
What time?
Well, the fact that conversation was at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and this goes on until 7:30 at night.
No, I'm not recollecting of any of that.
Okay. So you don't remember sending those messages?
No.
But you said a minute ago those messages were all to do with something that had gone on earlier when he sent people round to your house.
Oh yes, to demand a grand off the back of an illegal court order. That's what those messages are about. The fact that they're thieving bastards.
Who are thieving bastards?
Ultra Screen.
Who's sorry?
Chris Green and Ian Davis of the council.
Who's Ultra Screen?
Chris Green.
Ultra Screen, sorry.
And Ian Davis of the council. He issued the same arrest warrant twice together, 2 different sums of money. But the police weren't interested in that.
Okay, for my benefit, Ian Green, did you say? Sorry, who is the second name? Chris Green and who else?
Ian... Well, I've forgotten now.
I didn't catch it the first time round.
What's going on now? Whoever does recovery for Davies, Ian Davies.
Ian Davies. And they both turned up at your address, is that right?
No, Ian Davies didn't. Chris Green did. Chris Green turned up. I complained about this to the police at the time, but they, of course, were not interested.
You keep repeating that, but I'm interested now and asking you now.
Yeah. Well, Chris Green turned up, I think it was about 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm not sure, with this bit of cardboard saying, warning, arrest warrant, you owe us over £1,200 or whatever. I wasn't home yet. He apparently had phoned me. I did have a missed call on my phone,
Sure.
but I hadn't answered because I was trying to get home. I got home at 10 o'clock, by which time 3 coppers had been round half an hour after him to obviously drag me into jail before I even had a chance to pay, which luckily I'd obviously missed as well. Only found out when I got back and my flatmate was still in. I had to pay £1,200 in a weekend in cash or go to jail. That was it, that was my options.
That's court-related side of things,
Yeah, so I reported them all for obviously thuggery and theft and fraud and all the rest of it. No one was interested in that.
Right. When you say he came around at 9 o'clock, how are you aware that he came around at 9 o'clock?
9-ish. It was a Saturday morning.
9-ish, whenever. How do you know he came around before that?
This is what my flatmate said when I got back.
Your flatmate told you that, okay. He told you about this card with this warrant and things
Oh,
like
no,
that?
it's still in the house.
Oh, yes, in the house, like a calling card type
I've
thing.
got all the evidence. I've got evidence of 25 years worth of theft from the public purse, but you lot don't want to know about that either.
Right, okay, stop saying you lot about it. We're here to talk to you about it now. So, we are obviously showing some kind of interest, and we're trying to get your account. So he's turned up at 9 o'clock, your flatmate's spoken to him, then you're saying please turn up around 10 o'clock-ish, you came back after that. And then these text messages started, is that correct?
After I'd paid the money.
After you paid money. So you paid £1,200 in cash, was that? Or was it a transfer, or was it...
Well, I put it through a bank transfer.
Bank transfer, okay. And then that's what the texts carry on about?
But you just heard the first text, I've just paid the money.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So then it's flowed onto the text about midday. So that makes sense chronologically on that day. Is that right?
It's a timeline, yes.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, chronologically. Yeah, timeline, chronologically. So it makes sense. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to read the other message. Obviously, you're saying that you remember the first text message being sent, but you don't remember...
I remember saying I paid him.
You remember saying you paid him, but you don't remember any other communication between the two of you then? So obviously, after you've asked for the district judge's name and that, he's replied saying that he's not going to give it. We then got a text message saying, "You thought you'd catch me out demanding money on a weekend when you thought I couldn't get it. Plan failed, brother, and you're now guilty of conspiracy. Oops. Are you happy being a Nazi?" Do you remember saying that message?
No, but he's a Nazi because he's breaking the law to enforce the law.
Okay.
So if you can tell me what's wrong with calling someone who breaks the law to enforce the law a Nazi, I'd be glad to hear it.
Okay, well, what's your...
Because the actual definition of Nazi is political oppression, which is exactly what he's doing. He's using his badge and his so-called authority to bully people and get commission. And if that doesn't work, he calls his chums the coppers round that we've seen so many occasions, and they come round to arrest people for civil offences illegally.
Okay, so you called him a Nazi because you feel that the word Nazi is political definition. Okay. So...
Look it up.
Okay, I'm asking your interpretation.
It's not an offensive word.
Okay.
There seems to be a common misunderstanding.
I'm asking your interpretation.
It means political oppression.
Okay, I'm asking your interpretation, so you've given me that. That's why I said...
So that's not offensive in the least. Just tell him to stop bloody crying.
Okay. So how do you know Chris Green? Is it just through this council tax?
Oh no, he just enforces money with menaces.
What can you tell me about him?
He enforces money with menaces.
Okay.
He comes round, puts letters, phones you up, sends you threatening text messages, demands the money, and if you still don't comply, he gets his mates the coppers round.
Okay.
Just on that, so did you owe £1,200 to the council? Is that correct?
Very long story.
Yes or no?
No.
No. So why did you pay £1,200 that weekend then?
Because I was threatened to go to jail by Sunday night if I didn't get the cash.
So are you now owed the £1,200 back then?
I'm owed a damn sign more than that, son.
Okay, don't call me my son. £1,200, are you owed that £1,200 back? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So you paid it because you thought if you didn't pay it you'd go to jail. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the only reason I paid it.
Has he shown you any paperwork to show that you owe £1,200?
An unlawful arrest warrant which has been used to collect two amounts of money.
That's not what I asked. Did he show you any paperwork to show that you owed the £1,200?
Just that bit of card with like warning, arrest warrant and the amount written on it.
Okay. So, and who's that signed by?
Chris Green.
Okay, and what's Chris Green's job?
He's a bailiff, isn't he?
No, it's not a bailiff, no.
Well, I don't know.
He's a court... You don't even know what his job is?
I don't exactly, no.
He's a court warrant. He's a court officer.
Right.
Okay, that enforces these payments.
Yeah, I was payment off the back of an unlawful court order.
Why do you think unlawful?
Because it had the wrong date of birth on it.
Doesn't mean it's unlawful.
Of course it does, it's not me.
Who is it then?
It's whoever Paul Dacre says who was born on the 4th of July 1976.
Right, so you're saying you got the wrong person because the date of birth's wrong?
Yes. Well, it could easily be a Paul Dacre's born on the 4th of July 1976, couldn't it?
Very, very true. What about the address? You got the address wrong?
I can't even remember if the address was on it.
Well, he turned up at your address, didn't he?
Yeah.
So has he got the wrong address?
So what difference does that make?
Well, has he got anything else wrong? That's what I'm asking. Is there anything else wrong on that paperwork?
Probably.
Well, you've got it, I haven't. You tell me.
I haven't looked at it for months.
Okay, but did you owe £1,200?
No.
So why do you think he came to your address with that paperwork with your name on it, with the date of birth 4 years out?
Because the council are criminals.
Because they're criminals?
Yeah.
And you think they're targeting you?
Oh, definitely.
Think they're targeting anybody else?
I don't know.
Why do you think they're targeting you?
Oh, wait, that's right. It's because I've got solid evidence that they've been stealing taxpayers' cash for 25 years. Yeah, there was something. Oh, yeah, and John Major set it all up and then shared out little bonuses amongst his council mates. All off the books.
Okay, so I ask again, why do you think they're targeting you?
Because they want me dead.
The council want you dead?
So does your Chief Constable.
Why does the council want you dead?
They want me dead, they want it out of the way.
Why do they want you out of the way?
Because I've exposed 25 years worth of theft in the public purse all set up by John Major and divvied out among his mates.
Okay, so who specifically wants you dead?
Do you know, I'm a bit sketchy on the hitman details.
So you don't know, no one's actually said to you,
I don't really think that one of the senior managers who wears a suit at HDC is going to come around to my house with a gun and shoot me, do you?
It's not what I asked, was it?
No,
So
how am I supposed to know who wants me dead?
So you don't know if anyone does want you dead? So you're speculating, is that correct?
We're checking all the right boxes.
What does that mean?
Oh, trying to get me into jail. Oh, and I've also had a confession from the next council officer that the police wouldn't let a story like this come out and would have you sectioned and you'd have an accident in jail. So that obviously goes on quite a lot.
Right, okay. So,
Well, he seems to know about it, working for the council and all.
that's fine, that's not what we're here to discuss, is it?
Oh, right, we're changing the subject back again then.
We're here to talk about the messages that have been sent. And what I was trying to get across is we've got a timeline from Chris coming to your address with the warrant to your address with your name on it for £1,200.
Right, according to you, you phoned me up, you came round my house 3 times, that's the only ones I know about. You've now come round my house tonight, threatened to give me a kicking and drag me down here, huh? And it's for one word, Nazi. Which describes Chris Green perfectly, in the literal English language sense. But he went, oh no, go away, Nazi! Oh, Mr. Policeman, come and help me, come and help me, get arrested! Nasty man, tell the truth!
Right, so you admit to calling him a Nazi?
What's on there? That's my phone, which you reckon no one else ever uses. I call him a politically correct term for what he is.
Okay. Well, at this point, Chris has not replied to you in messages. He's not responded. There's been no
I
response.
can remember sending out those messages. I don't know if you replied or not.
Well, your next message said then, not answering Chris. No doubt you claim you were deemed by agreeing for your post to go on social media. Harassed, maybe? Laugh out loud. You're a coward, son. No other word for you. A bought and paid stooge. And you were crying about how you wanted to quit your job. Ah, did I catch you out breaking the law? Oh, damn. I forgot you were forthright. Sorry, my dictator chap. There's still been no reply, and that message has been from 1718, and we're now at 1900.
I did catch him out breaking the law, but the police weren't interested.
Okay, your next message goes on for 1925. Good luck in prison, mate. I've already started the path towards several police and council employees being jailed. What? No glib replies? I'll have a word with some friends of mine to give you a warm welcome in Peterborough HMP. What did you mean by that message?
I think he's broken the law.
No, the bit that says, I'll have a word with some friends of mine to give you a warm welcome in Peterborough HMP.
By that time, I'd have been half a case gone. If I can't remember sending it, there's not much point in asking what I meant by it.
Okay. Well, if I said to you, which I'm reading this message now, I'll have a word with some friends of mine to give you a warm welcome in Peterborough HMP. What would you think I meant by that?
I would probably think you were taking the piss.
And why would you think that?
Well, I don't know. It would depend what context it was in.
Well, if you sent that to me, I would take that as a threat.
Alright, do you go around breaking the law then? Do you go around gathering money or menaces? Do you go around threatening people?
Paul, I'm on about the I'll have a word with some friends of mine to give you a warm welcome in Peterborough HMP. That bit.
So why are bailiffs allowed to threaten people then?
Okay, I'm asking you.
Why are bailiffs allowed to threaten people?
Okay, he's not bailiff.
Oh, whatever he is, why are they allowed to threaten people?
What threats has he made?
So I could probably dig out a few given time.
Look, I'm asking you now. This is your opportunity on record. What threats has he made?
Not to mention it was an unlawful court order.
What threats has he made?
Paul, can I just ask you this point? Would you like a solicitor?
No. I don't. It's months since I've looked at this paperwork.
Paperwork or not, if someone made a threat towards me, I would remember it. Has he physically come round and had a go at you? Has he rung you and made any threats?
I've never met him.
You said he came to your address.
I wasn't there. I've never met him.
He's never come to your address. You never met him. Has he ever rung you and made any threats?
He did come to my address, but I wasn't there. I've never met him.
I just said you never met him. Has he ever made any threats to you?
I don't know. To be quite honest, if someone threatens me, I'll probably just delete the thing anyway. Because I'm not a big girl crybaby.
So he's never threatened you then? Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to go back through my paperwork.
But you just said that he threatened you.
Well, most of them do.
You said a bully bailiff threatened me, and that's why.
Listen, you get text messages from these people going, removal truck to remove all the goods from your house whilst you're out, and we're going to smash the door in. Do you know what I mean? I could report all of them, but you lot wouldn't fucking listen.
Have you got a text saying that?
I'm going to phone them, yeah.
That's not what I asked. Have you got a text saying that?
Not anymore, I probably deleted them.
Okay, so the threats that have been made that you're saying, you've happily deleted, so they can't be that important.
No, I'm just not a crybaby bailiff.
Okay.
Who runs tries my mates the police.
So you have no evidence of any threats?
I don't know without checking my records.
Okay.
And then you go on to say, oh, hang on, just call round with your big stick, beat me senseless and then claim self-defence. You can twist that in court with your magistrate mates who you hang out with down the Mason's Lodge. I'll just call you Chris Hitler from now on. OA, Adolf. Why have you sent that message?
I don't know.
Well, it's your number. You must have a reason if you're going to send someone calling them Chris Hitler, OA, Adolf.
Well, what do you call someone who pays no attention to the law and then says you have to obey their law?
Well, I wouldn't call him Hitler.
What do you call someone who sticks their foot in the door, which is criminal trespass, and they won't remove it?
You said you haven't met Chris Green.
No, but I met his mate.
But we're talking about Chris Green. You've sent these messages to Chris Green.
Well, I never met Chris Green. So how he seems to think he's had some sort of established conversation with me about the potential repayment of council tax, I've no idea.
Well, he hasn't. He's got your messages that are full of abuse.
That was the last time I ever heard of him.
Okay, but what you're saying to me is that he's sent you you've sent these messages, or you don't remember, but they've come from your telephone number, but you've never met him.
Right.
So why would you send 13 text messages with no reply to someone that you've not met and you don't remember threatening you?
Well, I was probably pretty pissed off at losing 1,100 quid.
Okay, but how's that his fault? Because you said he's never threatened you.
It's an unlawful court order.
Okay, so surely you should have taken that up with the courts and not with Chris Green.
No, when you go into the court, the magistrate says, right, are you going to pay, otherwise you're going to jail. That's the only legal defence you get. You don't get a legal defence. They don't even ask you if you can afford to pay. They just say, if you don't pay, you're going to jail. And if you start talking too much, they'll send you to jail anyway. That's what they do, because they're all bent. You don't get a legal defence in court.
Okay, so with regards to Chris Green, was you trying to cause him harm or alarm and distress in these messages? What was your purpose of sending these text messages?
Probably because I was drunk.
Probably because you were drunk, but you don't remember.
Is referring to Adolf a pleasant term? I don't know. Well, you tell me. Is he a nice chap?
I never met him.
Okay, based on what you're aware of the name and the person from the history books, is he a pleasant chap?
He phones you up and says he's going to arrest you under the domestic violence law for non-payment of
That's not what I asked you, was it?
I think I should answer the question. In fact, he lied about the law.
I'm talking about Hitler.
And his capabilities within the law.
Yeah, I'm talking Hitler. Is he classed in the history books as a pleasant person?
Hitler?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that altogether.
Well, no, you weren't listening, that's why. So,
the history books lie.
Okay.
Listen to them.
So you're saying history books lie. Adolf Hitler, generally, in society, is he classed as stereotypically a nice person?
Was Churchill?
That's not what I asked you, was it? Don't ask me questions, I'm the one asking you
Well,
questions.
don't try and get me into boxed answers. The British started concentration camps.
Okay, that's don't answer my questions, is
Are we
it?
nice people?
Okay. Are you refusing to answer my question?
Am I obliged to answer the question?
No, you're not. Right. Generally,
Because there's no way I can answer that without trapping myself, is there?
that's true. Adolf Hitler, generally, he's classed as not a very nice person. So why would you send a message referring to Chris as Chris Hitler? Is it Chris Hitler or Chris Adolf, sorry?
I think the words were, I'll just call you Chris Hitler from now on, A. Adolf.
Why would you say that?
Because they phone you up going, we're going to arrest you for non-payment of council tax under domestic violence law.
So you're not very happy
I
with
could
that?
have actually had him for slander, really.
So you send that because you're not happy?
Of course I'm not happy. They've just taken 1,100 quid off me with an unlawful court order which the police refused to investigate.
So how did you want Chris to feel by reading that?
On the basis I can't remember sending them.
Okay. How do you think he felt by reading it?
I hope he knows he's breaking the law when he does his job.
It's not what I asked you, was it?
Well, I don't know how he bloody feel, do I? I don't know the guy because I've never met him.
How would you feel if I called you Adolf Hitler?
really wouldn't bother me.
Wouldn't bother you at all?
No. People got me forward. The amount of views I get on my YouTube channel is unbelievable. I don't bloody run crying to the police about every one of them. People call me dickhead, fucking wanker, fucking you speak so much fucking crap, it's unbelievable.
Why do they say this to you?
It's on my YouTube channel. Well, there you go, but I don't run crying to the bloody police, do I? I just delete the bloody thing.
So people say these things to you on your YouTube, on like comments and things?
Yeah.
Right. How many times do they say that?
Oh, I've had a lot lately.
Yeah.
One today I had, you must be an absolute cunt to be saying this stuff just because you've got this evidence, you brass someone up for committing a crime. Stuff like that.
So is this what, a daily basis you record these things?
Once or twice a week. Floods in, you wanker, you dickhead, you're speaking a load of shit, why don't you fuck off? Are you still broadcasting from that hovel in Verstellars?
Do you ever get any positive reactions from your videos?
Oh, millions! The
Millions.
point being, just because someone calls me a dickhead or a wanker, I don't fucking run to the police and go, help me, help me! Because we're all supposed to be grown fucking men.
Okay, so you said you got a YouTube channel, did you call it?
Like you don't know about that.
No, did you call it a channel or an account? I don't know if you called it a channel or a channel account. What sort of videos do you put on your YouTube channel?
Videos about the theft, 25 years worth of public funds, set up by John Major, shared out amongst all his councilmates for bonuses, all over the books. But the police aren't interested in that.
I don't have any further questions on those.
No. Paul, with regard to yourself, police, today, post-arrest, it's alleged that you've pushed the police officer, PC Dean, twice to the chest. Are you responsible for assaulting this officer?
No.
What can you tell me about it?
I was scared for my life.
You were scared for your life?
He jumped into the hallway, he advanced towards me, I didn't know what he was going to do.
You didn't know what he was going to do. What do you think the police officer was going to do?
I don't know, they've got weapons and all sorts of them. So he jumped in, pushed the door the rest of the way open while I hadn't opened it, pushed his way into the hallway, advanced down upon me, he was taller than me, I felt intimidated and in fear of my life.
So what did you do?
So I pushed him back.
So you did push him?
I pushed him back.
How many times?
Self-defense.
How many times did you push him?
Just once, as far as I'm aware.
How hard did you push him?
I didn't, I just tried to stop his advance.
So did you stop it or did you push him? It's two different things.
No, I just leaned into it to try and stop the advance.
Okay, just for the benefit of recording, there's no cameras, you just put one hand forward. Did you do one or two hands?
One.
Just one hand?
As far as I can recall.
Okay, and you pushed him forward, and again, how hard did you push him?
I just tried to stop the advance.
Okay, but how hard?
Purely self-defense. I don't know how hard.
I have to ask you,
I don't know how hard I push people.
Was it a tap or was it full force?
It was self-defense.
Okay.
It was spontaneous reaction.
What weapons did they have out?
Well, none I saw, but that's not the point.
You mentioned earlier they got weapons.
They've got weapons hanging all around the belt. What am I supposed to, it only takes a second to pull one, doesn't it?
Did they have any weapons out?
Not that so.
So no weapons out at all. Okay. So did they say anything threatening at all?
Just kept banging on about arresting me for some bizarre reason.
Did they say anything threatening at all?
Well, it is fairly threatening when a bigger bloke than you pushes his way into your doorway and then takes steps down your hallway.
Okay.
So verbals really probably weren't needed in that case.
Okay. What threatening movements did he do?
He pushed his way into the hallway and took steps down the hallway.
Okay. I don't have it with me, but there's a head cam from both officers of knocking on the door, speaking to the door, arresting you and stepping into your house. They didn't jump in the doorway, they didn't march down the corridor. They arrested you and stepped inside the address.
No, they kept on banging on about arresting me. I hadn't said anything.
They had. They arrested you and cautioned you, then stepped inside the house.
I hadn't said anything.
You didn't have to. Hence the caution.
But you don't just step inside someone's house.
If you've been arrested,
that's threatening behaviour.
You can go into your house.
If people don't know that, that's threatening behaviour. That becomes a threatening situation.
At that stage, you were under arrest. Then what happened?
I can't remember.
You can't remember?
No.
Why can't you remember?
I can't remember. I don't need a reason not to remember. I'm insane. I've got intermittent memory loss.
At what point could you not remember from?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it does. It's a question I'm asking.
Remember? What am I supposed to be remembering?
So you pushed him. What happened next?
He kept on coming.
Okay, and then what happened?
And then you tried to grab my arm.
Okay. Which arm? Left, right?
I don't know.
Okay. And what happened when you grabbed your arm?
I tried to get out of it.
And how did you do that?
I tried to twist his arm around, I suppose. I don't know. I can't remember.
You tried to twist his arm
It's
around?
called self-defence.
Okay, even though you've got two police officers standing there in uniform in your house, they just place you under arrest.
Do you not think maybe there's a possibility that I hadn't registered? I'd just finished work, it was a Friday night, and I had a couple of beers.
Okay, that's why I'm asking you, because I wasn't there. So, what did you hear him say to you?
To me, it was like, blah, 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 blah. We're dictators. We're coming in.
Did he say the words, we're dictators?
No, I don't know what he said, that's the point. I wasn't really listening when they knocked on the door.
So why did you think they were there?
Actually, I thought they were there to take a statement about 25 years' worth of theft from the public purse, all set up by John Major, all divvied out round his council mates, all off the books, all without the taxpayers' knowledge. Because I thought, finally, now I had all that proof, the police might just be interested in arresting some actual real criminals. But no, you just look down, so you know.
Yeah, I'm just looking on my paper.
Did you receive any injuries from this threatening behaviour from the officer?
I'm waiting to find out.
From who?
Type. Bruises.
Okay, do you have any current injuries?
No.
Oh, Paul, you're right to carry on with the if you're doing a break.
No.
When you say time, do you hurt at all anywhere? Arms, wrist, head, anywhere?
We'll find out in a minute.
Okay, do you hurt now?
No.
So you have no physical injuries and you don't hurt in any way, shape or form?
At the moment, no.
Okay.
Have you been offered to see the medic here, Paul?
Yes, he couldn't help.
Did you see him?
Yes, he couldn't help.
Did you actually talk to the medic?
Yeah, he just kept on banging on about standard handcuff marks. I wasn't really interested.
Were you cuffed? Front? Back? Where were you cuffed?
Back, it was too tight.
Okay, did you tell the officers that?
I don't really see the point.
Well, the point is, if they're too tight, you should tell them, surely? Because they're the ones, just like us, who've got the keys to unlock them.
No, well, no, I didn't.
You didn't tell them. So it was too tight and you didn't tell them. Okay. Have you got any handcuff marks on your wrist now? Have a look.
I don't know, there's some bruising there.
I can't see from it, sorry. It's on your right wrist. So there's a little red mark on your right wrist. Is that from the handcuffs?
Yeah, my nuts all bruised.
And the left wrist, can you show me? And there's a little red mark and...
That's all bruised around there.
So when you've got any injuries, you've got marks to your wrist, is that correct?
Yep.
That's from the handcuffs?
Yep.
Is that from the assault at all, or when you spoke to the officers inside your house?
I don't know.
Well, I'm asking you.
How can that be from anything except handcuffs?
I don't know, that's what I'm asking you.
Exactly.
Okay. So you didn't get any injuries from inside the house, but you've got some from the handcuffs. Okay.
No, because it was called self-defence.
Well, you can still get injuries from self-defence, can't you? Okay. No, it's done.
Okay, Paul, do you wish to add anything further? Are there any other facts which you are now aware of that would disprove your involvement in the offences?
Other than the police are an utter disgrace now.
Okay, that's fine. What we do is we need to just sign
I don't
the...
sign things.
You're refusing to sign.
No, I just don't sign things.
You don't sign things.
That's a refusal, isn't it?
That's a refusal.
No, I just don't sign things.
Okay.
My colleague's asking you to sign it. Are you, yes or no, will you resign it?
I'm not obliged to sign it.
I'm asking you, yes or no, are you refusing to sign it?
I'm not obliged to sign it.
Well, I'm asking you, simple, Paul, yes or no, are you signing it?
I'm just not considering that I'm legally obliged to sign it.
That's true. So you're saying no, is that correct?
Yeah.
Thank you. It's not a difficult question.
Okay.
Right. There's going to be recording. While you go through that, I was going to get the custody sergeant because he needs to come in if you're
No,
refusing
you
to
doesn't.
sign
You
it.
said this one.
We'll do it afterwards.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Apologies. Thank you.
No, that's fine.
Have you put John there?
No, I haven't had John. Okay, Paul, you'll get a copy of this. I'm guessing you don't want to sign that either. That's your copy.
Yes.
No, that's fine. That's how you can get access to the tapes.
Oh, yeah. Which one? Paul, whether you sign it or not, just to explain, this big long sticker here goes round what's called the master disc, one on the top just there, alright? And it gets sealed up, and if it needs to be opened up at court, that's what the judge gets authorised to open up, alright? That's sealed. And the small logic goes around the work and could be for our benefit, so we can put it on the system. That's what the two discs, the labels are for, alright? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, the time is now 12:45 AM. This interview is concluded.
It wouldn't stop playing. Check it out, it wouldn't stop playing. Wow. What did she say? 12:45? Well, that's right. But we're 5 minutes short. So stuff has been dumped. Did you see when I banged my head off the table, they said for the benefit of the court? So it was never, never intended to go to court at all, was it? They hadn't charged me in their minds already, had they? Right, I'm going to hope to God this plays back.